In this video, I'm going to take a look at 11 pieces of gear, all under $100. Budget gear for your home studio to help you level up. So let's jump into it. Now, you can jump over to my gear guide if you want to. That is over here at studiolivetoday.com/gear. There's also a link down in the description, and every bit of gear that I'm talking about here will be in the description as well. If you have questions or you have your own recommendations for gear, especially budget gear under $100, you can throw that down in the comments as well. But for now, let's get going. I've got 11 minutes on the clock because I tend to ramble a bit. So to make sure I do about 1 minute per piece of gear, we've got 11 minutes on the clock. Let's hit the start on the timer there. You can see 11 minutes, we're underway. Let's jump into our first bit of gear. So we're going to come over here to the gear guide. First thing that we're talking about here is an audio interface. Now, this is the one bit of gear that I haven't personally used, but I do know plenty of people who use it. And for $99.95, the Presonus AudioBox 25th Anniversary Edition is about the best bang for buck you can get. You've got two inputs there, mic and line, and instrument input there. You've got complete control over those. If you take a look at the back of this thing, you've even got MIDI on this. Like, it's unheard of. You've got balanced output there as well. You can connect it up via USB. Now, if you're using this with a mobile device, an iPhone or an iPad, you will need an adapter and you'll need a powered USB hub. But don't worry, those two bits of gear are both under $100 as well. But an audio interface means you can hook up your guitars, you can hook up your microphones, and you can record in your sounds, and then you can send that out to headphones and to monitor speakers so that you can actually mix and record your music. So I usually use Steinberg interfaces, but Presonus have started to really impress me with the quality of what they're producing. So there's our first bit of kit, the Presonus AudioBox 96. Sticking with Presonus, if you want to actually then export that sound to some monitor speakers, these are what I recommend. I bought them recently, so I do own these. I love these. They came highly recommended. They're a 3.5-inch monitor speaker, which you might think, Pete, that's pretty small, but they're sitting on my desk here right now, and let me tell you, they pump out some amazing sound. They've got next level features here, including balanced and unbalanced output. You can actually adjust in your acoustic tuning on there, as you can see, and you can connect those both up only a single power point that you need, and then you're off to the races. You're able to use those, and they do come in different sizes here. Obviously, these ones are under $100, which is why I'm recommending them. And there you go. For under $200, you can get yourself kitted out with some speakers and an audio interface and get started. Yep, we are 2 minutes in, so we're going to keep going. If you're just joining us, we're doing 11 pieces of gear under $100 in 11 minutes. Yes, Pete is having to get through things and not ramble like I'm doing right now. You'll probably want a microphone. And this is my go-to microphone for the home studio. It's the Technica AT2020. It's a large diaphragm condenser microphone. Now, condenser mics will pick up a lot of detail. They'll pick up a lot of the sound that you're recording. And this is my favorite of all time. It does a great job. It punches above its weight. As you can see, I bought one back in 2019. I still use it on the regular for recording vocals, for recording acoustic guitar. It just does a great job. And yeah, again, for $100, it kind of performs more like a $200 or $300 microphone. So if you are in the market for a microphone, you got $100 burning a hole in your pocket, the Technica AT2020, you really can't go wrong. However, if you have a space where you've got a lot of background noise, you've got neighbors that rev their motorbikes, you've got people that are causing you issues with sound, or you just don't have a space that's, nice and quiet, this is a better alternative, the Shure SM57. Now, yes, this is called an instrument microphone, but it's actually really good on vocals as well. You put a pop filter in front of this, which I don't have on this list, but you can pick up for $10, $15. You can actually use this for vocals. You can use it for guitars, for guitar cants, for amplifiers, for a lot of louder sounds. And as you see here, it comes in its own little case, these little Shure cases. I think a lot of people have these lying around. My microphones live in one, and it comes with the clip as well. And it is just, people compare it to a hammer because it's such a good tool for the home studio. It just does everything that you need it to do. So if you are in a space that is maybe a little bit less shielded from outside sound, and you want to make sure you're still picking up some pristine quality audio, the Shure SM57 is where you want to be. Now, if you don't want to go down the track, so far, just to review, we've talked about an audio interface, speakers, and a microphone. In fact, we've given you two microphones, 2 for 1. if you don't want to go down those roads, then maybe something like this would be what you're looking for. This is the Samson Meteor. Now, this is the USB microphone that I've used and recommended for a really long time, not just because it's great quality and has all the options you need, but look how adorable it is. Look how cute. Yeah, so what have you got on here? You've got volume control, you've got ability to dial in your gain there. You can see the little kit you get there. You get the little bag that it comes with, and of course your USB cable that you can use to connect it up. It folds up like that to go into its case, and you can just throw this in your kit bag. I have one permanently in my backpack just because you never know when you want to record good quality audio. And yeah, it's solid. It's made out of like actual aluminium as opposed to plastic. And it looks like a little R2-D2. It's adorable. And of course, the important thing, if you're buying any USB microphone, because the benefit is you can just plug it into USB, plug and play, and you're off to the races. But you do need to make sure you have this headphone jack, because you need to be able to monitor your audio when you're recording. If you get a USB microphone without a headphone jack, it's not going to help you do multi-tracking or overdub recording. So you need to make sure that you have a headphone jack included. So that is the Samson Meteor if you want to go down that path. And as you can see there, only $70. If you're just joining us, we're doing 11 pieces of gear in 11 minutes, and we've only got 5.5 minutes left. So let's keep going. So if you are a mobile user, mobile creator, and you want to get the best quality audio into your mobile device for the least cost, this thing actually, again, punches way above its weight. Yes, it uses an analog connection, so you'll need to go into your headphone jack, or you'll need to get an adapter, a TRRS to 3.5mm adapter, other way around, Lightning to 3.5mm adapter, to use this with a newer iPhone or iPad. But this thing, again, it's just a preamp, it's just got the input there, but you've got 48 volts of phantom power, you've got full gain control, you've got volume control, you've got headphone output. It's just the whole kit and caboodle, and you could use it with cameras as well as with your mobile devices. So if you are starting out and say you've got your Shure SM57 or your AT2020, plug it into one of these, the IRig Pre 2. Even though it's an analog connection, it is the best quality analog connection for the price that I have legitimately ever seen. It is an absolute gun. Let's move to the next one. I'm wearing them on my head. And there they are there. I've been using these headphones for the longest time, to the point where these ones are my old comfy ones. When I'm doing live streaming, I want super comfort, so I go for these ones, which are the old ones. I've actually got a new pair that sit in the drawer that I pull out when I start doing tracking, but these are just so comfortable that when I'm wearing them for a long time, I've already worn in the ear cups. I will have to take one for the team and wear in the ear cups of the other ones. But yeah, the Sennheiser HD280 Pro, they are just my go-to monitor headphones. You can see there, they're foldable. They've got amazing padding in there to be super comfortable. They've got the curly cord. There you go. They fold up nicely there. And it doesn't actually show here, but you do have a curly cord. I can prove it because there's my curly cord. And that just means that you can get, if you're moving it away from gear, it's going to give you a little bit more leniency and not sprawling back, which can be the worst thing. So the Sennheiser HD280 Pro, my go-to monitor headphones. Let's move on here. We've got a few little bits of gear here, mostly for the mobile creator. Again, if you're just joining us, you can jump over to studiolivetoday.com/gear and check out all the links to all this gear down in the description. Say it with me, folks. If you're recording on a mobile device, you just need this. If you've got a Lightning-based iPhone or iPad, you need the Lightning to USB 3 adapter. It's $39. It's more expensive than the $20 ones you get on eBay, but it works. First time and every time. And as I always say, you don't want to be in the middle of a face-melting guitar solo or vocal take and have your whole system fall over because you cheaped out on the adapter. So buy the genuine adapter. The good news is if you've got an iPad Pro with USB-C, you can buy pretty much any adapter. But because Lightning is an Apple proprietary format, you need the genuine article if you're connecting up to your Lightning-based gear. Speaking of connecting up, if you have an older MIDI keyboard, you might know that newer MIDI keyboards you just plug in by USB, yeah, but what if you've got an older piece of kit, but you still want to use it with your Mac, your PC, your iPhone, your iPad? Well, guess what? This is it. This is the interface you need, the Roland UM-ONE. It is a high quality USB to MIDI interface, and this will connect up your older keyboards to your newer gear. Why can't you buy the $10 ones from eBay? Well, you can, but your mileage will vary, and this will just work. You can see there it's powered. You've got your little switch there that you can change the different ways that it works. It just works. Again, I like gear. I like to spend a little more, not much, but a little more to get gear that just works, that you just plug in and it actually just works. So if you're connecting up older MIDI gear, this is a piece of kit you'll want for your studio. Speaking of pieces of kit that you want for your studio, Whether you're a mobile creator or even using a desktop or a laptop, a powered USB hub is almost essential. It just means that you can plug in all your USB gear and you can power it up at the same time. So the reason you want this is if you just plug in USB gear to a device that doesn't have a powered hub, it's using the power of that device to power not only the device, but your gear. And if you're using microphones, if you're using audio interfaces, if you're using mixers, those things can use quite a lot of power. So if you grab something like this, the Tendak powered USB 3 hub, again, it's like 20 bucks. $20 investment, and this means that all your gear can stay plugged in to AC power at all times. And you can even use these things with a portable battery to make them super convenient and super useful. There's other ones made by Atola. In fact, I got an Atola 8 hub that they sent me recently, 8-port one they sent me recently that looks great. So there are other brands. But yeah, as long as it is sending 5 volts of power to your USB devices, that is going to help you out. So to me, it's an essential investment. If you've got an iPhone, I would definitely make sure you've got one of these and one of these, because for 60 bucks, you are set. Whatever you want to plug into your iPhone or your iPad, you can do it. And last but not least, we started with something I don't actually own. We're going to finish with something I don't own, because you might be thinking, what about a keyboard, Pete? What about a MIDI keyboard? Well, this is the M-Audio Kaystation Mini 32. Now, I own the 49 key version, which is $119, so it simply didn't qualify for this video. But if you're looking for something that is small and portable but still has all the features, this is pretty darn cool. And from the people that I know that have used this, they say it works like a charm. It is just a small, convenient device. Obviously, you're not going to play full two-handed piano parts on here, but if you're looking to just record in some MIDI parts for your bass, for your drums, for your melodies, then you really can't go wrong with this little sucker, the M-Audio Kaystation 32. And guess what? Yeah, 11 minutes. We've done it. So there you go. If you want to check out these, we'll just, hang on, cancel my timer. If you want to check out these and all of the other gear that I recommend for your home or mobile studio, once again, jump over to studiolivetoday.com/gear. That's your one-stop shop. And all of the links to all of the gear that I talked about in this video are down in the description.